Tonight on Fox 10 Investigates, residents fed up with what they call chaos at the Hassayampa River bottom. They say illegal ATV racing, wild parties, rampant alcohol use, and shootings have been plaguing that area near Old US 80 and Salome Highway.
Yeah, neighbors want the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office to step up enforcement. Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum rode along with MCSO to see the crackdown effort.
Generations of farmers and ranchers have come through these lands surrounding the Hassayampa River bottom. This is an unincorporated community in Maricopa County, a rural area. 45 minutes outside of downtown Phoenix. But these days, peace is hard to come by.
We were sitting right here the other day in my front yard and watching the bullets land across the street in the field.
Brandon Shelton is a cattle rancher who lives about 400 yards from the river bottom, where he says heavy gunfire is unleashed.
When we hear these guns, they're high-powered, fully automatic weapons.
Shelton stacked bales of hay outside his daughter's bedroom window, ready for stray bullets. Very tiny Band-Aid.
Yeah, I can sleep a little better at night knowing that that's there. At the same time, like while I was doing it, I was so mad.
One source shared a photo of his damaged security camera believed to be hit by a bullet. Longtime residents like Dustin Johnson say off-highway vehicles, specifically ATVs, consistently drive through privately owned land to get to the river bottom.
My mom's, in her late 70s, and she's chasing people off of the farm, and, they're, spinning donuts at her, shooting rocks at her. I mean, it's, there's no remorse to what they're doing. They've had full-on drag races directly in front of my house while my kids are playing.
The racing activity ends up under the Hassayampa Bridge, documented on social media. TikTok videos highlight common keyword searches like 339 racing or 339 off-road. Users show off UTVs lighting the darkness of night, and posts seemingly act as invitations to what's described as the club off 339th Avenue. Tire tracks left behind show proof of significant recent OHV activity, fresh and circular in pattern. Shelton has had enough.
I hope what you're telling me is true. I'm not going to keep going at you, but I'm sorry you feel that way.
Concerns validated by the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office at a community meeting. A few dozen residents ask MCSO officials how the gunfire and illegal ATV racing will be addressed.
He was unloading an AR with beer cans on his tailgate. What do you think he was doing with the AR previous to you guys pulling up?
They were not shooting.
MCSO Substation 2 Deputy Chief Phil Doherty says his staff is down 16 deputies. Meanwhile, Buckeye PD is helping with some resources. MCSO confirms extra patrols are happening.
We're not purposely, dragging our feet to get out here.
According to MCSO, calls for service in 2025 from January through May 21st show that shots fired calls lead the way with 36. Shooting too close is not far behind with 25. Calls for patrol at 16. And lastly, motorized bikes disturbing with just 6. Residents say the calls would be higher, but have given up on calling when MCSO takes hours to respond.
If we were to call every time that shots were going off, it would be every weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all of us. And so the numbers would completely spike.
We patrol the area with MCSO ourselves. Sergeant Trent Lovelace says on any given night during weekends last year, the Hassayampa riverbeds looked like massive dirt parking lots filled with off-road vehicles.
We used to come down here and you'd have people that would be shooting along next to the railroad bank over here where the bridge is. You'd have people shooting off into the distance there. You'd have ATVs racing in between all those the whole time. You'd have people that would pull in here with fifth wheel trailers and have barbecues.
Wow.
Just an absolute kind of anarchy.
And how much of that is social media driven?
A good portion of it. We initially we started the enforcement detail. We started looking at social media and we found a lot of pages, a lot of videos.
There are clear no trespassing signs, but within 15 minutes, we find this man's Can-Am stuck uphill.
Were you guys aware that this is a restricted area now?
Loveless grabs a shovel so they can dig it out. The man is cited for not having an off-highway vehicle plate and is on his way. Much less concerning situation than random gunfire.
We had an individual that pulled off the road over there and was firing down into the riverbed while we were down here with a bunch of the officers doing our enforcement patrols. You guys down here partying or just hanging out?
A group of young men waiting for a potential party under the bridge, Loveless tells me. That's not uncommon as we take in the makeshift venue where beer cans and leftover alcohol bottles are littered throughout the river bottom.
So basically they would have the stage pulled up over there, or they would pull here. Either one of these spots would be where they would pull the trailer in. Then everybody pulls up with their side-by-sides, and this whole entire area under the bridge is just packed with it. There'll be side-by-sides, Jeeps, any kind of an off-road vehicle. And you'll probably get 50 people, 100 people just crammed up underneath this, just this one particular bridge right here.
What's clear is that this spot is a source for countless shootings. Ask Loveless.
So you got the ammunition box right here, but like you would see how many of these all throughout here if you wanted to look.
Oh, they're constantly all over here.
If residents like Brandon are concerned about stray bullets, imagine safety issues within a crowded party.
One of the other squads had a call for service where somebody got injured. I don't remember where they got hit, but they had to take them to the hospital.
Weeks later, enforcement seems to be working, but Shelton believes the problem is far from fixed, more so a rash that's temporarily under control.
And until they start citing these people for what they're doing wrong, they're trespassing, they're shooting too close to homes, they're shooting all night long, they're shooting people, you know, shooting, tearing up our everything that we work for, nothing's gonna change.
For Fox 10 Investigates, I'm Justin Lum.
If you have a tip for our investigative team, scan the QR code on the screen, or you can email fox10investigates@fox.com.